crushing you if you get in the way. Crush.
Oh, very cool, very smooth. 9 seasons in the NBA, currently with the Pelicans. Joining us now, Larry Nance Jr. Larry, I want to get right to it because I know you had the privilege of playing with our very own Lou Will at the Lakers. What do we need to know? What was it like playing with him?
The privilege is right. First of all, appreciate you guys having me on. Lou is like one of my favorite vets ever. One of the coolest teammates. Set me up for a lot of my dunks early on. Hey, look, if you want the ball, you got to make him go right up the screen, because if he go left, he's shooting.
The vet thing, I'm glad you brought it up, because you made it very known to us today, Lou. Vets should have taken care of some of the problems that happened on the court last night, but Giannis had the 64. We don't know whether he got the actual game ball or a different game ball. Nobody knows what's going on. But if you were on the Pacers, A, would you have been insulted that they were seemingly running up the score? And B, what do you make of all this whole ball fiasco?
Either they're running to stop him. If you're mad about it, stop him.
Right.
Second, I mean, if it's true that it was a rookie's first point, I got to be honest with you, I do that for every rookie that's on our team. Every rookie that I play with, I try to grab the basketball for their first point. We had Hawkins do it this year, EJ Liddell, and both of them got their first ball. It's just a special moment, you know?
I like that. I like that you have
I told
to
you,
yeah.
it's a big deal.
The confusion was
very
he scored a
It
in
didn't
the in-season
count,
championship.
Chandler.
But that was the
Didn't count.
83rd game, so
Which is
technically that
stupid.
didn't count, which I think was where the confusion came from.
Yeah, we are very confused by that. By the way, you guys are
Wait, points in the in-season tournament don't count?
the
Not the
championship
championship,
game.
because it's the 83rd game.
See, that's
It's stupid.
okay. If players don't know
that's
that,
stupid.
That was his first point.
Listen,
not last
the
night.
in-season, nobody knew anything about the
the
in-season
rules.
tournament.
With so many rules.
We're learning. We're still learning.
All right, is this true? You guys are in the nation's capital. Did you buy 70 tickets for this game?
Yeah, Najee had 70, and then Hawk had a few as well. But again, that's another thing you're supposed to do for your rookies.
Dang.
When they play their first game at home, one of the older guys on the team is supposed to take care of them. So
We taught you well, man.
That's awesome.
We taught you well, man.
you guys taught me well. You, B. Bass, Big Roy. I had some good vets. Nick didn't
what's
teach me
up.
nothing, but
Y'all have never done anything nice for anybody here. That's good to know. Thank you. Thank you, Larry.
I'm the rookie.
You've been out with a right rib fracture. How are you? When can we expect to see you back on the floor?
I'm good. I'm a physical player, so playing with a broken rib is a bit tough. No, I'm coming along. It's healing, and probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. I tried to play through it at first, and setting screens and fighting through screens and boxing out just wasn't going too well.
Larry, your squad right now is at 14-11, 9th in the Western Conference. What were expectations coming into this season, and have they changed at all up to this point?
I mean, expectations. We expect ourselves to be in the playoffs. We expect to be a home court team. The last time this team was healthy, was last year, and we were first in the West. Obviously Z is a monster, and Bi is a monster, and CJ's averaged 20 for 11 straight years. So we got guys that can really do it at the highest level. Our biggest issue is health, and so right now it's only me out. But hopefully the next 2 weeks I'll get back, and then we can start picking it up. But expectations have not changed at all. We expect to be in the playoffs.
So Zion obviously takes a ton of heat, whether it's his physical being, whether it's his work ethic. He seems to be getting a lot of it, especially this week. What's it like to be his teammate? Does it affect him? Do you guys say anything? How does it all happen in the locker room when you guys keep hearing these things?
It's tough, because obviously, you can't control what the national media says, right? And they're just going to take stories and run with it. That's their job. And anything Z does, anything a star does is always news. Whether he goes to Chipotle after practice, that's a story that someone's going to run with. So honestly, we don't see it affect him too much. With this past week, with everybody talking about it, you could see energy change a little bit, but that's natural. We're only human, and everybody's got social media, so you see it all. But I got to be honest with you, he's been great. He's been great. I love having him as a teammate. He's a real cool dude. We spent a lot of time together on the road. That's my dog.
Your coach, Willie Green, said that he thinks B.I. and Zion are the best duo in the NBA. Agree on that?
Oof, that's
Best
tough.
freaking duo, yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Now look. When you see every day what these guys do at practice, obviously there's some ridiculous duos, right? Dame and Giannis probably more proven. Bron and AD probably more proven. Jokic and Murray just came off a championship. Like there's some freak duos, but these two really have a chance to be one of those two. They just have to embrace it and be ready for it. You can't run from greatness.
And speaking of duos, your teammates, well, Trey Murphy III said he and Jordan Hawkins are the best shooting duo outside of one in the NBA. Now, Lance, Larry, don't cap me down now. Do you agree with this?
Look, I'm on one team. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I will say, look, Trey is one of the better shooters I've ever gotten the pleasure to be around. Genuinely, he's got it like that. Hawk, I don't shoot with Hawk at practice, so I don't really see him at practice. But all I know is for a rookie to come in and did what he did, I think he set records 3-point shooting. So and Trey's 23. I mean, if they're not the best, they will be in a year and a half.
Okay.
See, that was perfect. That was
thank you for the insight, because I ain't rolling.
Lou's trying to get people in trouble.
You're not rolling? Hold on. If you're not rolling, who's better than them?
No, I'm not rolling because it's to me it's a body of work. Like, it's not based on potentially what you can do. It's not based on a few nice games. Like, this has to be a body of work. It took years for us to recognize Steph and Klay as the Splash Brothers. And so for me, bold statement, very confident statement, not saying that it can't come into fruition, but I think it's a little early to put best in front of your name at anything right now.
Small sample size.
Oh, thanks, Chandler. Glad Chandler chimed in there with that. You started things out with the Lakers, and you played with Kobe Bryant. When you sort of look back and take stock of your career, where do you hold those memories? What was that like for you?
Oh man, it's hard to top that. Obviously, being drafted to the Lakers is hard. It's hard to top it itself, right? Incredible franchise, and getting to play with Kobe. Obviously, even before everything happened, it was like, I pinch myself sometimes, realizing like I'm really on the court with this man. And then I don't know what it would take. Honestly, I don't know what it would take. I'd probably have to score 60 myself to top his 60-point game. In terms of like moments in my career, that was special. That was special. But those are moments and lessons that I'll never forget, never take for granted. I know Lou feels the same way. Like playing with that guy was just special.
If I'd have known how everything panned out with the unfortunate passing and the timing of that, he actually asked us to play in the last game, and I said no. I told him no. I said, I want to watch just like everybody else. Because he was telling us all week in practice, he was like, I'm going for 60. Like, I'm going to shoot the ball 60 times. He kept telling us, he was like, I'm shooting the ball 60 times. I'm going for 60 in my last game. I'm going to go for it. And he was like, come on, man, y'all play. And we were like, hell no. We want to watch just like everybody else. It's in hindsight, I wish I would have took that opportunity and took the court with him that last time.
Crazy.
Gotta be honest,
I've never
I
heard that
appreciate the
story
fact that
before,
you did.
so
No.
that's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Larry, you obviously you played in his last game, 60-point game to close out. What do you remember most from that night? I mean, we got this story. I've never heard this story from Lou, but like, what is there anything else memorable that stood out to you?
I mean, all the illegal screens that me and Julius were setting. We was running around edge blocking. I'll tell you what, them refs were not calling. They were not gonna call those fouls. But no, it was crazy. Like, honestly, the biggest thing is just the fact that like every practice, every game that he would play, he in the middle of it, after it, he would be wrapped head to toe with ice, like ankles, knees, hips, whatever joint you got, he's got ice wrapped around it. And so the fact that, like, in 20 years into his career, he just reached down somewhere and found 60, just 60 cold ones. I don't know. That takes a special kind of competitor. It really does.
Is it true he told you one time just dunk everything?
That was the first thing he told me. It was funny. Like, we was playing the Hawks, and like, I'm an athletic dude. I came in an athletic dude, and so, like, I always thought, like, I knew I was athletic, but it's the NBA. These guys are bigger, faster, stronger, more athletic. So I tried to, like, finish around Al Horford one time and missed. Try to finish around Paul Millsap one time and missed. And, like, we came to the timeout, and he just grabbed my jersey. He's like, hey, MF, I've seen you at practice. Dunk everything. I don't care who's there. They can't touch you. Dunk everything. And so it's funny, like, one of the very next possessions, I caught it in the post, rip middle, and just right on top of them both. And it just, like, that just spurred my career forward. It was, it was a really cool moment because, like, I don't know why I needed to be told, like, hey, like, you can do the same thing you did in college here. But I don't know, him having belief in me was all I needed to just really go do it.
And you also had the opportunity to play with LeBron in his last season in Cleveland. What was the difference like between playing with Bron and playing with Kobe? What are some of the glaring differences you thought you saw between those two guys?
So it's tough, right? Like, I caught Bron smack dab middle of his prime. The 2018 playoff run might have been the best we've ever seen him look. And so then we caught Kobe at 20 years in, his last year in the league. And so just the level of preparation and the level of work put in was different. Obviously, it was kind of a farewell tour for Kobe, and so he was treating it as such. But with Bron, the biggest difference is the fact that, like, no joke, I was on my first contract, so I was getting to the gym every single day, early on, like, on time, just being a young guy, doing what young guys do. Never beat Bron at the gym, not once.
Wow. Not
once. The man was in there, and I don't know if I ever saw him touch a weight. He was always working with the exercise bands and the core, the exercise ball, and, like, these the RX pads for his balance and stuff like that. It was all, like, straight body work. It wasn't a whole lot of weights. The dude's a machine. But obviously, like, for me, I grew up in Akron, Ohio. So playing with Bron in the finals was like, again, unless I score 60 myself or win a ring myself, it's between Kobe and Bron. I don't know what to tell you. Those two are pretty hard to knock off my list.
I've said that publicly as well. Like, I wish I would have played with Kobe at a different time in his career, because we didn't really get that experience. He was dealing with so many injuries. He was in and out of the lineup. It was his last season. It was a farewell tour. Like, we kind of got cheated out of that that experience with Kobe. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
No, Larry got to see the 51-point game in a finals. What is that when you're watching that unfold? I mean, what are you thinking?
You talking about game 1, 51, 8, I think it was, something like that.
Just
yeah,
51.
Oh, no, it was ridiculous. You don't want to mention my double-double, though. It's fine.
I know.
There's a few other things we didn't mention on that night.
You didn't want to mention my
double-double.
double-double.
I have a whole
it's
separate
fine.
set of questions just about that. Don't worry.
About game 1, there's plenty to ask. I mean, it was dope. Obviously, like, it was still in Oracle, so Oracle Arena was a place that these young guys, I hate for them that they don't get to experience, because that place was
Oracle's rocking.
They're rocking every time, and him going out there 51, 8-8, and then obviously against the Warriors for the third straight year in the finals. Like, the storylines behind it was crazy, and then just the way the game ended.
Yeah, can you remind us how it ended? Can you remind us of that?
Tristan got thrown out. We missed the free throw. Just a lot of things happened.
Yeah, we missed out.
I missed a few things, but my memory is a little blurry.
You probably missed one of the funniest.
I mean, the funniest one was
funniest few things.
J.R. Smith has some funny stories, but
It depends on what side. It depends on what side you think is funny from.
yeah, that's true. How about now that time
It's
has
not
passed?
funny.
Can you laugh yet?
I can laugh, but at the same time, like I can laugh, but like the hurt in that locker room, the sheer hurt we all felt, and it was look. It was not just JR. It was not G Hill. It was not. I mean, I missed a free throw that game. Like it wasn't. It was all of us, but it just at the end, everybody but Bron. But it was like just the locker room afterwards was just. Oh man.
Is it silence? Is it just weird silence?
Nah.
Opposite of silence.
They're getting at
Nah,
it.
because if you remember, there was a controversial block charge call. Bron took a charge, I think, on KD, or KD took a charge on Bron, and we thought he was or something happened where we thought he was in the lane or not in the lane or around the charge circle, and that was what the focus conversation was. When you look around, it was just after that game one, that was that.
That's awkward.
That was
awkward.
Earlier that year, you were also runner-up in the slam dunk competition to Donovan Mitchell. Larry, do you feel like you should have won that? Are you still upset? Do you harbor any feelings for that?
You know what I harbor feelings for? I feel like Donovan. I feel like if minimum there should have been a dunk off, but the fact that I lost didn't bother me because like I know how the NBA works. Like it's Donovan Mitchell. Like you want to promote this guy over that guy. I'm cool with that. But the only thing I'm mad about is for the history of the dunk contest. We have had dunkers as judges: Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, Dr. J, Spud Webb. History of dunkers. You know who I got in my dunk contest to tell me how good of a dunker I was?
Ooh.
DJ Khaled, Chris Rock, Mark Wahlberg. What does DJ Khaled know about dunking? So, like, no, I'm not mad that I lost, but
That's not right.
It's a fair
we
point.
ain't
That's not.
we
fair
ain't the
point.
best at judging dunks. Like, I'm sick about it. I really am sick about it.
I did not realize that.
And your dad wanted.
And DJ Khaled snubbed me.
And your dad won the dunk contest, so I gotta ask, who's the better dunker in their prime, you or Pops?
He won a contest, so like the obvious answer
He
I
get the
feel like
edge.
would be him. But I'll tell you what right now though, he's about 3 inches taller than I am.
Oh, see.
He's 6'11" and I'm 6'8". So like, I'm telling you though, if we was playing and I saw him in the lane, I'm not thinking twice. I'm going right up and over.
Larry,
I'm going right up and over.
you've had so
Getting
many
attacked
bodies,
and everything.
so many posters. Do you have like a favorite victim that every time you see him, you're
Victim.
going at him, or do you have a favorite dunk you've ever had?
I think my favorite. So it's funny. I got a funny story about this. My favorite dunk was probably in Brooklyn, early in my career on Brooke Lopez. One of my favorites, just because like
Y'all are good.
I feel like where I took off from was solid. It was solid, right?
I think we
But
got to keep.
it's funny. 'cause-
There it is. Oh,
Yikes!
oopsie daisy.
Yeah, that one's all right. Look, I shot
Even Larry
myself.
knew that was nasty. This was because Brooke Lopez. Is,
Big Maz golf. I forgot all about Big
Oh,
Maz.
no.
A little
Yeah,
crossover
we signed
back
Miles. We
then
signed
too
Miles.
before.
Yeah. We signed Maz and Dang. Yeah. Bi on the court with me. That's my teammate now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Was I there for that?
But
Timothy was.
I think he was there for that. That was with Meta. That was Meta. Lou Wall. Yeah. I think he was there for that because
Those are the contracts. Big contracts.
big contracts. But it's funny because that next summer in LA, Brooke Lopez signed as a free agent, and so like we're sitting there in the gym in the summertime, and he walks in, hey guys, nice to meet you, I'm Brooke. And that's exactly how he talks. One of my favorite teammates. One of my favorite teammates ever. But not like hey guys, good to meet you. Everybody's introduced themselves. D'Lo introduced himself. Anthony Brown introduced himself. Julius. And I walked up to him, stuck my hand out like, hey Brooke, Larry, good to meet you. Welcome to LA. He just goes, oh no, I know. I met you last year in the air.
In the air.
In the air, yeah. We met in the air last year.
That's really good.
That's funny.
That's a
Nah,
good
it was
way.
a good way to get out in front of it and make a joke because I
Yeah.
was definitely about to come. I was definitely about to be making jokes about it all year.
You took it.
You also got KD when he was on the Warriors. That's got to be up there as one of the tops, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot people love this dunk, and this one really didn't do a whole lot for me.
What?
Because
How?
there wasn't a whole lot of contact.
Okay.
I like contact when I dunk. Like I want contact.
You want chest to chest action. Yeah, you want.
That's
want to
exactly
go
what I want.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I want to know that I dunked on you, not around you. And I feel like I dunked around you.
For sure.
Like, okay, that's fair. That's
But-
fine.
But that was the 73-9 Warriors. So like that helps it a little bit.
I think that's a big one. This story was one of my favorites, so I never really gotten to ask you about it. But when you were traded, Josh Hart was traded to the Blazers. It was a swap, and then they said that you guys swapped houses, or at least temporarily. Like, how does that work? Because I kind of love it.
Yeah, no, it was a good idea.
Great idea.
I say idea. It was a good idea. It wasn't great in execution. It wasn't great in execution. Like,
Is he messy?
I just don't like. I don't have a lot of stuff. Right. I don't have a lot of stuff. Like I'm married. I have a 2.5-year-old girl. And Josh at that point was just had his wife, Shannon. And so like, just very different points in our lives. Right. And so like I had to have room for like for the crib and the nursery and this and this and this. And he did not. And my man stacks things.
He's a hoarder?
Anything from things. I'm telling you, like 17 pairs of gaming headsets stacked on a wall, like 3 gaming chairs. He had a full-blown plug-in sauna where we were supposed to put the nursery at.
This sounds great.
No, he just had stuff. And so, like, I really didn't even end up living there until the next year when he could get all his things out.
I love the idea, though.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It was a great concept. It was a great
It's a
concept.
business
but
to be
like,
run.
I don't think he's doing it again. I'm not doing it again. It saved us some money, but I'll tell you what, it was a hassle.
Yeah.
It was a hassle.
Lesson learned.
Larry, this
That's
past
a
summer
fact.
you become a part owner of soccer team Leeds United. What has that been like? How have you enjoyed being involved in something other than a pro basketball team?
No, man, it's funny. I tell anybody that asks, like I play basketball, but I love football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. I love it, and always have. And so, I was looking for the opportunity to get involved in the ownership side of soccer, just because I can't play anymore, and Lord knows I'm not going to coach. So the opportunity came up to get involved with a sleeping giant in Leeds United this summer, and I went over there twice, watched 2 matches. That's going to become home away from home for me, and it's genuinely one of the more one of the things I'm proudest of throughout my career.
I love this trend of owning little bits of international soccer. This is awesome. It also gives us a really lazy excuse to bring up an own goal and then tie it back to basketball, which we get to do with you, Larry. I love ending
we
things.
did not have to do that.
Yes, we did.
Did not have
we had to
do
end
that.
it on a negative.
We didn't have to do that. You're talking about the Christmas game, aren't you?
Here we go.
That's sick.
It happens.
That's sick. This is impressive, though.
It's a good floater
It's a
right
great
there.
tip-in.
Look at my face.
Yeah, Lou, you're there.
Like that.
Look at your face. Look at my face. I got no beard.
Yeah, right?
Oh man.
Kind of a good.
But at least that's talented though, right?
Yeah, that's a good
Like,
touch.
There you go.
Good touch.
We'll give it that.
But what's crazy is like that was rookie year, and early on, like I swore up and down, like, oh, that's it, I'm done. My career's over for sure. I can't recover from this. But it's just as a rookie, everything's so magnified, and in LA, everything is magnified.
Oh.
If you make a shot, you are like the next great superstar. If you miss a shot, you should have never ever picked up a basketball in your life. Like, it is everything's so magnified in LA. So I really I thought I was done.
Nope. Yep. Nope. You
So
survived
thank you.
it.
Thank you for bringing that up. I
survived.
appreciate
See,
it.
it's a good lesson for the kids watching, Larry. We appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Best of luck rest of the way. Happy holidays.
Nah, of course. Appreciate you guys. Good to see y'all.